Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how I made this. It's a window envelope insert, or it could be standalone. You could add in some signatures there and have a little mini journal with this as the cover. I maybe wouldn't put some such tall journaling cards in it if I was going to do that. So this started life as a window envelope, and my idea for this is it would get sewn in with a signature. So that would be a pocket with journaling card and a tag, and we've got that image there as well. This is a public domain image. This is a digital by Tracy Fox, but obviously we have found the same images in our searching. I've added stamping as well to complement this steampunk theme on here. Added a little pocket. This was from the kit, as were all the tags and that. I've done very little to the tags apart from add a bit of stamping and inking and backed them onto some tea dyed paper. And then that would be your journal, and then you'd come across this other one as well. And I love that image, and just added a little bit of stamping and a cluster, and then it's a double window envelope. Well, my UK fans would be going, what? What's that? Have you got two windows? Well, because the envelope came from the US. We don't have double window envelopes over here. So yeah, that one, I loved that from the paper, and I had a pair of scissors sneaking through there. Beautiful scissors, nice Victorian scissors there. Lovely key. Library card with a pocket watch. Just added some stamping there, and a little flat brad. It's not a brad eyelet, except it's not got a hole in. So yeah, this is what I've done, and this is for the third of the weekly challenges over on Chunk Journaling for Everyone, following on with our steampunk sort of Halloween theme. It's to do something with a window envelope. So this is just my idea. You can do other things with window envelopes, but this was just what I decided to do today. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I made it. So UK window envelopes, US window envelopes, they're different. Look at that. Two windows. Never get two windows in the UK. But let's have a look. Look, they do differ in size as well. I mean, that one's shorter than all the others. Anyway, these... No, it's not. So these two are the same size, and these two are the same size. So these ones are just a little bit longer, but they're a lot shorter. They're all a lot shorter, and we have these big ones as well, which just for folding a sheet in half. These are for folding a sheet into 3 generally go in there. As I say, we nearly always only have one window, and they might vary in size a bit. Some of them have hideous writing all over them, like these. Some of them not so much, and even the patterns on the inside I think are nicer than ours. I don't mind the honeycomb so much. It's a bit boring, isn't it? That, yeah. So I wanted to do something with an American envelope just because it's different. So I have done quite a few different videos on altering window envelopes. The first thing I ever did was I folded one in half. I did it on a brown one. We get these in brown as well. So I folded one in half, and not exactly in half, so that I had the window showing on one half and not on the other. And I stuck it in the page of, you know, in a journal signature. So you had like a pocket there with a window in, and I put a tag in it, and the same on the other side, so it just made for an interesting looking pocket. So I thought I might do something like that again, and what I liked was this envelope here, having the two windows. I'd have a window on both sides. So I'm going to start with just folding that. Yeah, so if I fold that there, that means that this side will have a window and that side will have a window. So I'm just going to do a voiceover now for the decorating of this bit, because otherwise the video is going to be an hour and a half long, and that's not good. So this is the file that you might have seen in my charity shop haul even, and I've sorted out all my digitals. So these are the masterboards printouts that I did, and so I thought I'd use those to line the inside of the envelopes, and I'm just picking a bit so that it's got a nice image to poke through. So I'm just ripping that down so that that image is peeking out the window, and then ripping it down there, and then realising that actually I need to trim it with an actual trimmer so that it's nice and neat along that top edge. So that can be glued in, and I'm going to glue it in with glue stick and some collage as well. I do both. Probably don't necessarily need to do both, but I don't trust glue stick 100%, and I do trust collage. So there we go. And I think the glue stick means that every section is glued down. So just those edges of the envelope were coming up, so give them a little bit of a glue down. And then I'm just choosing my next image. I wasn't sure if I wanted that machine, preferred the Victorian scissors, so taking those out, and so just ripping it down to get it to fit. I like the ability to reuse my hard work of my my masterboard there, and I might use it to cover the envelope. At this stage I haven't decided. You know what I decided to do because you've seen it. But at this stage I'm really like not knowing where I'm going with it. So then I'm thinking I need to collage on this envelope to cover it, and I just bought this digital kit for Tracy Fox. It's a slight punk as opposed to steampunk. She did a little 20% off sale, and I can never resist. So that's what I took. So I do some things I print full size, and some I do 2 to page. That's a full size page, and I really like that image and fits nicely across the envelope, and I just think that would be quite a lovely look to the envelope. So I'm just cutting it down, and then I have this idea that actually it'd be quite good if it's folded round the edges a little bit, so that there's not an edge of the paper at the edge of the envelope, to actually have it so that it's folded over a bit. So I'm just folding it slightly, and then I'll actually score it so that it's sort of in the right place. So I'm just judging whether or not 3/8 of an inch is right, and it wasn't. So I'm going for the full quarter, and then I'll sort of measure at the other side as well to where we come down to make sure that the other edge is folded over in the right place. You don't have to score, you could just fold. You don't have to do it this way at all. You could, I could have, in retrospect, collaged bits of paper round the edge of the envelope as well. That would have worked, but I didn't, so there we go. And I'm also scoring at the bottom so that it folds over at the bottom as well, just so I've got a nice sort of neat edge. What does happen, and I probably mention this when I go back to non-voiceover, is that this was printed on 120 GSM paper, and actually for collaging on top of like an envelope, probably a lesser weight paper would have been better, because the envelope does end up quite thick doing it this way. So, using vintage book pages and digitals that are printed on thinner paper might have been a better way forward, but hey-ho, this is what I've done. So I'm literally just going to fold that over in a kind of similar way that you might do a cover of a journal, except I'm doing proper straight edges there. So that's going to be glued in place. I really love the way that looks. I thought this was a lovely kit. I like Tracy Fox's kits because they allow you to be creative. Some kits are like so polished and finished. They've got like all the layers. As you can see, I'm just inking every edge there. And what I like is I like to take it as a starting point, and then you add your own flair and your own style to it. So, So there I am. I covered the whole lot in glue stick, and then I've just gone round the edges in art glitter glue there, rather than around everything, just so that the edges are caught on. Then smoothing it down with my bone folder, and then putting that crease back in, and then inking again, because that's what I like to do. So now I am getting some more paper there and realising that the corners of the envelope windows are rounded. So I've gone round with some ink, thinking that I'll stick that down and I'll maybe edge the windows like I've done before. I don't know if you saw my window envelope tags. Thought I might do that, and then you'll see I come up with a brainwave. So I really love that hinge. I thought that looked so cool. And I thought that was a great image for that side. So this is the point where I'm almost at the eureka point for my corners. So giving them all a nice little ink up, ready to go down. And then I just go, hang about. If I cut with my little 1/2-inch circle, that would match. Oh, that's genius, Jez. Absolute genius. So that's what I decided to do. So just inking up and gluing that down so that we've got a nice little edge around that window. And so that's what I do. So I'm going to continue and do that around the other corners. And I just think that gives it a nice little finish. And because I'm using that digital paper there, all the colours match, and it all looks nice. I'm just sort of trimming it down and getting them all prepped, and I can't count because I don't do them all. I will in a minute. So that needs gluing in place, and I am doing a bit glue stick, collage, as I do, to make sure that this ain't never coming apart. So, and I do like the way like the ornate hinge and the ornate scissors go well together. And again, that is overlapped. So then we want a little strip for the top, but we need to do our corners in the top as well before we add it. It's a tiny, tiny strip there at the top. Wouldn't necessarily be how I would choose it, but that's just the way it is. And I would worry about it coming off, but I think it'd be all right. it's done now, so it is what it is. But it's just the nature of the envelope. And I say I'm just thrilled with this double window envelope. It's quite exciting. It's nice to have something different. And I'm sure people in the US will probably feel quite excited about a UK window envelope being quite different. It's just a different size to play with. It's just something we don't have. We always like, the grass is always greener, isn't it? We always like what we don't have. So yes, I'm just finishing off there the rest of that envelope, sticking down, patching up, getting little elements of the images on that digital showing through. So it is sort of collaging, but it's all a bit samey, but that's what I like. And so just adding another corner in there and adding the last little bits there to finish it off. There's a little strip there that needs finishing off. Of course, everything has to be inked within an inch of its life before it all goes on. And then once stuck down, we'll just trim the edges to make sure that it's all very neat and finished. So I do enjoy this process. I find it quite satisfying. So now I'm going to come in with my long scissors to give a nice finish there. So that's it, all covered. It's quite stiff now. I printed these on 120 GSM, and maybe for collage it would have been better on a thinner, but I quite like robust myself. So I thought I'd do a little bit of decorating. So I've cut out the pocket and I've cut out some of the embellishments from this sheet, and I went into my die cut scraps and pulled out things that were black that I thought might work. So I've got this pocket. This pocket I thought might work well on here. When I cut it out, I left a little bit extra there because I thought that would give it the edge a little bit of strength. So I'm just going to use my ruler and a bone folder to crease these edges. Obviously they're going in the wrong direction for now, but I can fold them back just to follow where they are. I could make my own pockets, but I've got the kit to help. So there we go. So now we can fold easy the other way, so that can fold back. So my thoughts were glue that down, give that edge a bit of a strength. As I say, it's 120 GSM paper, so if you measure your paper in poundage, I don't know what that is. It is thick paper, not cardstock. Excuse me. Do you know, if I don't speak, I don't cough. As soon as I start speaking, I start coughing. So that, make a nice wee pocket there. So we're obviously going to have cards in the other. And my thoughts were that you could use some of the embellishments that you might have made from your masterboard, or make some new ones. I would imagine some people might have made tags or pocket fronts or things with their masterboard, so they could be added at this point. I'm just gonna ink that top bit. On lots of my digitals, I print on the other side, that'll be all right. Yeah, so I just print on the other side, so not so much pockets, but certainly envelopes. And I don't have to worry about the other side. Tags I don't, because I'm going to end up, I need to trim them down a bit. I'm going to end up backing the tags anyway, unless of course I print on cardstock, in which case I probably would print on the other side. That's better. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue in each corner here to stick those down. So that sort of upward flap you put on the outside, so there's nothing to catch on the inside of the pocket. The colour of this paper, this pocket rather, went well, I thought, with, I'm not putting it in the middle because I want to be able to see as much of that hinge as possible, and I don't mind that it's off centre. I'm going to use art glitter. Got me art glitter, I don't use it very often because I forget, but for gluing on pockets and things I think it's good because it's a good strong one, so they say. So we were discussing glue at the weekend, and somebody was saying that they agree with me and that they like the colour, but they had noticed that sometimes after years some things might come unstuck, and I'm like, really? I don't want that. So I thought, maybe I'll use art glitter. I sometimes use I use Tombow a lot as well, but I'm running out of Tombow and I'm not ordering for a while, so I can't replace it rightly yet. Those edges to stick. Right, so now I'm trying my decoration. Get that pin in. It's difficult when you haven't got your glasses on. There we go. So I've got this bit of a swirl. Thought that could go on there nicely. Got these tickets, and don't know if you can see the way that end is there, but I treated myself to some of these hairdressing scissors that thin, and they're just so cool the way you can cut the edge of a ticket like that, and it gives that nice sort of ripped edge. Love it. I actually love it. And I bought a set off Amazon, just $2.99. I wasn't going to spend a lot, and it also came with another pair of scissors, ordinary, and a comb. It was a hairdressing set for $2.99. It's not going to be very good, but I was basically just wanting that scissors, and yeah, that's how I did that. And yeah, I thought they were quite cool, very cool indeed. So my thought was either that ticket or that, and I put ticket on this side maybe. And I've got this. on there. Quite like that. Got black poinsettias. A little bit of a doily going on there as well. Could do that. Maybe something like that. Going to give that a little bit of different colour. I might get my much neglected vintage photo. Bit of a bit of colour going on there. Might do it to this one as well. No, we'll stick with that. There's a bit of this thinking I might cut it down slightly. Wrong scissors. Why didn't anybody tell me? Feel that. Needs a bit of black. That's what that needs. On the edge there, bit of black. I'm just gonna use a black marker. Nice little ribbon. Yeah, so let's get this all stuck down. Okay, so that's that finished there. So I need tags. So I went through the kit, picked out these little tags here, that little journaling card there, and these like library cards. So I thought they'll be cool. So I need to just back them. So I'm going to stick them down to this tea-dyed paper. This is a 120 GSM. That's 120 GSM. So that's going to work nicely, I think. So I'm just going to glue these down in place. Going to use glue stick and Collall, and so I'll do that speeded up. Okay, so they're all done. I wanted to just add a little bit of stamping, I think, on the back, and I'm happy with that side, but I feel this side needs a bit. So rather than add layers, I'm going to add stamps. So I've got Ranunculus Romance, and it's an envelope, so I thought I might put some postmarks on it. I thought that would go down well. And I've got a nice border there. Also got this lovely sort of gothic frame, which I quite like. And that border there. And then we've got these lacy borders as well, which I like. And then I've got these sort of steampunky stamps as well. These aren't very good quality. I got them in charity shop. I imagine these are the sort you get on a magazine, which aren't brilliant, but yeah. So let me concentrate on this first. So I want, I think I might put that one along there. Oh, I haven't unpacked my blocks from being away. Need my little long one. There we go. So I'll have that one. I'm thinking I'm going to stamp in black. Because I like the look of like the black lace. And there's a black, so I'm going to stamp in black along there. Yep, like that. I think I might use this one along here. So I need a bigger block for that one. This one's got a funny colour to it because photopolymer does dye, particularly use reds, and then it always stays a bit pinky, but it still stamps fine. Now it's photopolymer. I should have had a cushion underneath it, but I haven't, so it's okay. There's bits missing, but I don't mind because it's sort of vintagey, so that's okay. I might put that one over there as well. I'm gonna get my stamp mat now, having done it once and it not give me the best result. Get my stamp mat and just want a bit of paper under that. It's going to come off the end. See, much better with the stamp mat. That's super. That's what I want. So that frame. Don't need the stamp mat for this one because these already have their own cushion. So you can see how I'm adding without adding any layers. There we are. And then that needs glue in there. going to put some postage marks on there. And I might even add it on this side, because it is an envelope. Fab. Oh, managed to get stuff on there. Not that it really matters. It might already have been on there. I don't know. As I say, it don't matter. Right, I think that's enough. I think that's what I wanted to do. I haven't put any of these on. I might put that on. I'll get the stamp mat. Yep. So not the best stamps in the whole wide world. Yep, so that's that finished how I want it. Now I wanted to put some stuff on the back here. Just a little bit lace down the side. Yep. That's going to take a while to dry. I need to remember that. Right. I'm thinking I might just okay, so I've done the stamping, and I'm liking like the additions of that, but I want to put some eyelets in these. I wasn't going to bother, but actually I do, and I've got these ones. I bought, when I first got my crocodile, I bought a load of eyelets. I bought some. We are memory keepers that actually fit, and then these ones don't quite. They're ever so slightly big, so I have to just proper push them on. But I liked them because it was the right colour. So give that a squeeze. Just think an eyelet finishes it off. I haven't got many of this colour left, so I think I got a load from eBay. I've got lots of colours, some of them quite bright, because when I got this I was more into card making, so I've got some bright colours which would would suit making cards as opposed to vintage journals. Although I could make a bright coloured journal. It's not my go-to, but I could. And then I've got these ones with flat edge. They are memory keepers, and I just thought they'd look a little bit like a rivet, so I thought I'd just shove them in the library cards, just to add a little bit of interest, something different. There we go, so that's them. So I'm going to punch a hole. Put this in the hole. And then I've no idea what I do. Because, oh, I know what I do. I have a flat end, don't I? Proper threw me that. It was suddenly like my brain had gone smooth and I couldn't think what I'd do. I think I need a flat end, and then that squashes down. Yeah. It's not the best in the world. I think it's because it's hard to judge when that's in the right place. I may not do the other one. I've just dented it. Yay, Jez. Well done. Although I quite like the dent in it. Gives it a bit more industrial look. Not going to bother with that one. We're going to step away from them clearly doing something wrong. Oh, and I want to put some lace in these. So I'm going to chop this. Can't find my scissors. I put them in the wrong pot. And I'm thinking I'm going to cut this down. She says, I've been at this all afternoon. It's going to be edited so that you don't have to sit and watch me all afternoon. There, yeah, quite like that. But I'm now thinking, oh, what I'm going to have for me dinner. I'm sure I've got something I can defrost in the freezer. Yeah, like that, like that. I like the fact that it's frayy and not good. I should hopefully get this just finished in time for Ed coming in. I'm assume he's going to the gym because he usually does on a Tuesday. He's so good. I don't go to the gym. I hardly leave the house. Tell myself every day, I'll do a workout in front of the telly. Get one up on YouTube, like I did in lockdown. Yeah, that soon died to death as well. There we go. So that's them. So my thoughts are going to put that one in there. So it fits in there nicely. And put that little one in front. So we've got 2 balloons in there. And then I'm going to stick that library card in there. So it's matchy-matchy. And I'm going to put our gentleman in there as well. And then on this side, I'll do the clock one. There's a watch in it. Now a key to go with. I know it's not a lock, it's a hinge, isn't it? So that's it. That is our little envelope, altered envelope with a window. That can go in a signature, in a journal. That's not even a page, Jez. That's really not going to help somebody visualise at all. Get something the right size. There we go. So that will get sewn in with a page there. That's what we got. It's quite thick and bulky. So it could just be a bit of a happy mail. I could sew signatures in that and have that as a bit of a happy mail. That's another way of doing it. Make it a little booklet. If it becomes a bit too thick, that's an option. But yeah, that's what I've done. So hope that was enjoyable to watch. You might sit there and think, oh, I'm not doing that. I might use some less thick paper, but I'm really loving the way that looks. Just need to glue a bit of that down up there, and we're all done. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and share and whatever. Go and maybe pop over to the Facebook group and join in with us. Okay, bye for now.